Why would Republicans do this?
What's up, guys? Your boy, Benny. Napoleon Bonaparte once said, never interrupt your enemy when they are making a mistake. And so, by all means, Joe Biden, keep posting to social media. Keep reminding people how bad inflation is during the Super Bowl. That's a great idea. You should totally do that. My God, how incompetent is this White House? Okay, so let's begin. Inflation is horrible all around the country. Inflation and immigration are the two things that people say Joe Biden absolutely fucking sucks at, right? And so it's the number one thing that people hate about Joe Biden. Families crushed as Biden's total inflation breaks 17%. My goodness, this is from the House Budget Committee. Bad news for Biden on inflation. Voters have long memories. Comparing president's records with predecessors makes it even look worse, saying that Joe Biden will get destroyed over a specific type of inflation. Food inflation is hurting Biden the most. This according to Yahoo. Food inflation. Where have you seen inflation impacting the most in your budget? Everyone. Republican, Democrat, Independent, they all say food. Everybody. A little bit for transportation, a little bit for housing, but everyone's like, man, the price of groceries are insane. Now, Joe Biden's too big of a to do a Super Bowl interview, which is tradition for the president. So instead, they got this glazed donut to go wobble into the little theater at the White House, sit down next to a pack of Oreos, and do this video. My God. Dropped just an hour ago, ladies and gentlemen. I've never seen a White House video get harsherly ratioed or more destroyed. This thing is the Hindenburg, the Titanic of White House messaging videos, okay? So coming off of a week where Joe Biden was found to be mentally unfit to hold office by his own Department of Justice, and then to counter that narrative, went out and just gave a screaming, raging press interview where he mixed up countries and didn't know who he was and didn't remember his son's death and started like frothing at the mouth, screaming at reporters and asked everyone who crapped in my pants. Joe Biden has released this. Okay. And again, Joe Biden refused to do a Super Bowl interview. Biden is skipping the Super Bowl interview for the second year in a row. It's part of a larger media strategy. Oh, okay. So this is the strategy. While you were at the Super Bowl shopping, did you notice smaller than usual products? Price is the same? Folks are calling it shrinkflation, and it means companies are giving you less for the dollars you spend. I'm calling on consumer brands to put a stop to it. What a Marxist. Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch this absolute cluster F train wreck of a video from the White House. I'll try not to break my finger off. I'll try not to bloody my fingernail by stopping it every 10 seconds. But you got to see this thing. Okay? Let's go. An official, this is not a Babylon Bee video. The White House literally released this. Okay? Here we go.
Hello, Sunday. If you're anything like me, you like to be surrounded by a snack or two while watching the big game.
They got some ice. They didn't even cover up the brands. So they're literally shaming the brands here. All right. It's got Doritos, Oreos, ice cream, and so on.
You know, when buying.
My God, what is wrong with his face? Look at his face. Oh, why do they film this stuff in 4K? They're so stupid. They should be filming this with an old BlackBerry or an old Nokia phone to try and make it all hazy. Why are they putting them out in high def? You can see that Joe Biden just had a facelift. A facelift is they rip the skin and they yank it backwards on his face to try and like straighten out all the wrinkles. And the problem with facelifts is you have to keep doing them because if you don't, then you actually look like Droopy Dog. Look at Joe Biden. Look at how unhealthy he looks. Look at his glazed over eyes. He looks like he just got off the Krispy Kreme conveyor belt. Hot, fresh, not delicious. Holy smokes. He doesn't look hot or fresh. He looks absolutely glazed over. This man looks like he's just been floating face first in a pool of salt water being stung by poisonous sea urchins. Look at how puffy he looks. His eyes don't blink. Okay, I'm done, but like, my God, the guy looks terrible.
Snacks for the game, you might have noticed one thing.
Look at him reading the prompter. You see like how, like, no matter how, if they move the prompter too close, like you can see Joe Biden, like his eye line, just reading it, right? Again, another thing, you may not have noticed it, but your brain did.
Sports drinks bottles are smaller. A bag of chips has fewer chips, but they're still charging it just as much. And as an ice cream lover, what makes me the most angry is that ice cream cartons have actually
Can you see the emotion in his face? Yes. Oh, he's very angry. Why doesn't somebody ask Joe Biden, how much does ice cream cost? Do you remember that moment? They asked George W. Bush George H.W. Bush how much a gallon of milk cost. He didn't know. Has anybody asked Joe Biden how much ice cream cost? As an ice cream lover, what makes me really sad is that Joe Biden goes in to the grocery, as though Joe Biden could even make it to the store by himself at this point. Joe Biden deserves to be in activity hour at the nursing home, flopping around his applesauce. You get extra cinnamon in your applesauce, Joey, because you told us when you have dirty Depends. So you get a reward. That's what should happen. Look at this guy. Look at this pussball. This guy is absolutely mental. This guy is drugged out of his mind. Look at him.
shrunk in size, but not in price. I've had enough of what they call shrinkflation.
So emotional. He's so passionate about it. I've heard enough about what they call shrinkflation.
It's a rip-off. Some companies are trying to pull a fast one by shrinking the products little by little and hoping you won't notice. Give me a break. American
Pause for effect.
public is tired of being played for suckers. I'm calling on companies to put a stop to this. Let's make sure businesses do the right thing now.
Okay, that's what they've released. Dear God. Okay. So, two really quick things here. Two really quick things. I could talk the rest of the day on this. You created inflation, you diseased old dementia-addled jack wagon. You did this. You. It's you who did it. I don't know how else to say this, but like the companies are simply responding to market forces, supply and demand. The American dollar is worth less because you spent trillions of them in Ukraine and Israel and everywhere else in the world, that you fire hose money out of a helicopter on everywhere except for Americans. These companies would be perfectly happy to provide the goods and services that Americans want in a free market and have a competitive advantage on their competition. They have to shrink their product to stay competitive for the costs that you are leveraging top down on the economy. How is it that you don't know this? How is it you don't? You've been in the Senate. It says the Earth was cooling after the Big Bang. After God created the Earth. That was when you were first inaugurated in the Senate. And you don't know that? You don't know like the basic economic pressure? You lived through the Jimmy Carter era. You dumb bastard. Do you not remember that? Of course you don't remember that. You don't remember your son's death. You don't remember who you are. You don't remember your own vice presidency. This is just utterly remarkable that Joe Biden has the bloody cheek, and that's not a joke about the facelift, it's a turn of phrase, to come out and like say that these companies are doing shrinkflation. No, dude, you did inflation. You're spending. You're spending. Your $1 trillion infrastructure bills, you're printing money until the printing presses melt. You did inflation. That's how it works. When there's more of something, like the American dollar, it becomes worth less. And therefore, the fixed costs of durable goods increase during inflation. That's how it works, because the dollar is worth less, so the cost of goods and services go up. That's inflation. You dumb gosh, so angry. They think we're such idiots. Oh man, I just can't believe it. I don't know. I cannot believe that they did this. I can't believe that this is their Super Bowl message. Shrinkflation is so bad, it's hitting your remaining brain cells. Imagine being so dumb that you admit what's happening under your administration. Thanks, that'll save me $4 to $5 a month. That puts a massive dent in my $300 a month rent increase. Yeah. The lack of self-awareness here is truly remarkable. Incredible. People are just gross, just destroying in the comments. The reason you are seeing such high prices is because you and your corrupt administration giving billions in taxpayer dollars to Ukraine and illegal immigrants. That's exactly right. Biden economics as a scented candle. Okay. Shrinkflation. Okay. Yeah. Bidenomics. Shrinkflation is not the problem. Bidenomics is. Shrinkflation. I did that. Yep, that's right. You literally caused this. Resign, you fool. They say I'm the most incoherent man on the planet. Hoard my beaver. Please tell me this is a parody account. This guy actually works at X. It's incredible. What does he calling on them mean? You're tweeting at them, making a law, something else. Actions louder than words. I too would like a quick word with the guy responsible for all of this. It's not called shrinkflation. It's called Bidenomics. We're trying to find the guy who did this. It's getting destroyed. It's been completely ratioed, obviously, at time of recording. This has 7,000 responses and only 6,000 retweets. And all those retweets are obviously bots or people that have been paid. So, not great. Biden is out-Cartering Carter's failed economy, are the headlines that people are writing. So there you go. As you talk about Jimmy Carter. So what does Vice President Kamala Harris have to do about it? Have to say about it? She have some like positive message? Nope. It's just her wearing a faithful to the Bay shirt. This is just what she does. This is what Kamala Harris posted. Game day ready. And it's her in a jean jacket, acting like a boss babe, like a girl boss. That's right. There you go. She's going to do like a TikTok thing. Total and complete, unbelievable cringe. There's a reason, ladies and gentlemen, why Joe Biden did not do an interview. The last time Joe Biden did a TV interview was New Year's Eve. And it didn't go great. We did a review of it. It went like this.
So honored that joining us right now are two very special guests, President Joe Biden and Dr. Jill Biden. It's nice to see you once again. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Ryan. Happy New Year.
Thanks for having us.
Mr. President, before we start here about the new year, I'm curious, what sort of holiday foods have you been enjoying over the last few days?
Well, I've been eating everything that's put in front of me. I've eaten pasta, which I love. Eating a lot of chicken Parmesan. I've been eating all Italian foods, basically.
And ice cream.
And ice cream, chocolate chip ice cream.
It's good to know that you're eating like the rest of us here across the country. As you look back and reflect on 2023, what sort of memories, highlights stand out for you?
Well, one of the big highlights stands out for me is my dad used to have an expression. He'd say, Joey, a job's about a lot more than the paycheck. It's about your dignity. It's about respect. So many people through the Midwest and in the center of the country, their factories are shipped overseas the last couple of times out, and they were losing hope and faith. So we brought a lot of jobs back to the United States. People are in a position to be able to make a living now, and they've created a lot of jobs, over 14 million. And I guess I just feel good that the American people got up. They've been through a rough time with pandemic, but now we're coming back. They're back.
Well, we've got 1 million+ people here in Times Square and so many eyes on the big ball for the big moment tonight as we get ready for 2024. What are your hopes for the new year, for both of you?
Well, my hope is that everybody has a healthy, happy, and safe new year. But beyond that, I hope that they understand that we're in a better position than any country in the world to lead the world. And we're coming back, and it's about time.
Dr. Biden, your hopes for America?
Well, you know, I think it's what I would always tell my students. Be positive, be optimistic, and be kind to one another. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Enjoy 2 scoops of ice cream tonight, both of you. Thanks for coming on. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.